Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and unexpected stories from inside the royal family. Princess Beatrice's life is not what you think it is. It's full of twists, scandals, triumphs, and moments that will leave you saying, "No way that really happened." Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why her journey is so insane. Born into the House of Windsor, wrapped in centuries of royal history and growing up under the glare of the world's cameras, Princess Beatrice's life has never been anything close to ordinary. From her earliest days, she was thrust into a world where tradition, privilege, and controversy collided. And yet, behind the polished tiaras and the carefully orchestrated public appearances lies a story far stranger, more dramatic, and yes, more insane than anyone might expect. The daughter of Prince Andrew, Duke of York, and Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, Beatrice Elizabeth Mary of York, entered the world on August 8, 1988. For most children, a birthday is a quiet affair. For Beatrice, it was a media event. Every milestone, her first steps, her first day at school, even the tiniest change in her expression was recorded, reported, and dissected. Growing up royal meant never being invisible. It meant the world already had an opinion on her before she could even form one of her own. But the life of Princess Beatrice has always been a mixture of privilege and turbulence. Her childhood seemed magical from the outside. Palaces, lavish holidays, the endless opportunities that come with being fifth in line to the throne at birth. Yet behind the curtains of Buckingham Palace, her parents' marriage was disintegrating in full public view. When Sarah Ferguson's infamous scandals hit the press, the photos, the tabloid frenzy, the humiliation, little Beatrice and her younger sister Eugenie were caught in the storm. Unlike most children of divorce, they couldn't hide from the fallout. Every headline about their mother became part of their own story. As Beatrice grew, so did her reputation. She was the shy one, the red-haired princess who seemed quieter than her sister. But that image didn't last. By the time she reached her teenage years, the British tabloids had turned her into a target. Her appearance, her weight, even the way she spoke were picked apart with cruelty that would break most people. Imagine being barely 16 and opening a newspaper only to find strangers debating your body as if it were public property. For Beatrice, this was normal. And yet, rather than retreat, she learned to push forward. That resilience would become a defining trait in her so-called insane journey. Then came the infamous hat. At the 2011 wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton, Princess Beatrice showed up wearing a Philip Treacy creation that instantly became one of the most talked about fashion moments in royal history. The internet exploded. Memes were born. That bow-shaped, pretzel-like headpiece turned her into a global sensation overnight, but not in the way she expected. People mocked it, called it bizarre, even ridiculous. But instead of shrinking from the backlash, Beatrice turned the moment into a victory. She auctioned the hat for charity, raising more than £80,000 for UNICEF and children in crisis. It was one of the first signs that this so-called awkward princess wasn't just there to be laughed at, she knew to flip the narrative in her favour. How? But her fashion choices weren't the only thing making headlines. Beatrice's love life quickly became tabloid fodder. Her decade-long relationship with Dave Clark, a dashing Uber executive with connections to Hollywood and Silicon Valley, seemed like a fairy tale. They travelled the world together, attended glamorous events, and looked inseparable. Everyone assumed a royal engagement was inevitable. But after 10 years, it ended abruptly. The breakup stunned the royal watchers. For Beatrice, it was yet another highly public heartbreak. What followed, however, was even more surprising. Beatrice found love again with Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, a multi-millionaire property tycoon with an aristocratic Italian background. Their whirlwind romance shocked those who thought Beatrice would remain overshadowed by her cousins, Princes William and Harry. Instead, she staged one of the most romantic comebacks in royal history. In 2020, amid a global pandemic, she married Edoardo in a private ceremony that broke with royal tradition. There were no lavish carriages, no massive crowds, just a quiet, intimate gathering. And yet, she stunned the world by wearing one of Queen Elizabeth II's vintage gowns. The symbolism was striking. A modern princess honoring the monarchy's past while rewriting her own future. But the most insane part of Beatrice's story is not just the drama of her personal life. It's the way she has carved out a role for herself outside the traditional royal mold. Unlike William and Harry, who were destined for frontline royal duties, Beatrice was never going to sit on the throne. Instead, she had to invent her own identity. That meant navigating the brutal world of work, not something most royals are known for. She's held real jobs in finance and technology, balancing her royal title with boardrooms and startups. One minute she's attending a glittering gala in New York, the next she's working behind the scenes in business. It's a double life few could manage, but for Beatrice, it's just another chapter of her unusual journey. And yet scandals continue to haunt her. Her father, Prince Andrew, became the center of one of the most damaging controversies in royal history due to his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. For Beatrice, this was not just tabloid gossip, it was a personal nightmare. Reports claim she was with her father during the infamous 2010 meeting with Epstein in New York. Suddenly, Beatrice found herself connected to headlines she never asked for. The sins of her father threatened to overshadow her own life. Still, she carried on, attending public events, supporting charities, and protecting her privacy as much as possible. Behind the glamour and scandal, however, there's another side to Princess Beatrice that most people overlook. She's lived with dyslexia since childhood. Instead of hiding it, she's become a vocal advocate, using her platform to inspire young people who struggle with learning difficulties. For someone who grew up mocked by tabloids, it's a deeply personal mission. She often speaks about how dyslexia shaped her resilience, forcing her to find creative solutions and never give up. In a world obsessed with perfection, she embraces imperfection as her strength. Today, Princess Beatrice's life looks like a strange blend of royal duty, modern hustle, and unpredictable drama. She's a wife, a stepmother to Eduardo's son from a previous relationship, and now a mother to her own daughter, Sienna. She's a royal without the heavy expectations of a crown, yet still bound by the weight of her family's name. She's glamorous one moment, controversial the next. And perhaps that's what makes her story so fascinating. Because when you peel back the layers of privilege and tradition, you see a woman who has lived her entire existence under scrutiny, fought through public humiliation, reinvented herself again and again, and still manages to surprise the world. Her life isn't just insane because she's a princess. It's insane because, in many ways, she has lived a far messier, more human, more unpredictable story than the perfect fairy tale the public imagines. Princess Beatrice may not sit on the throne, but in the court of public fascination, she remains one of the most unpredictable royals of all. And if history has taught us anything, it's that the most underestimated members of the royal family often turn out to have the most extraordinary stories. Thanks so much for watching. Princess Beatrice's life proves that being royal isn't always about glamour and fairy tales. Sometimes it's about resilience, reinvention, and surviving the spotlight. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more royal stories, and let me know in the comments which royal you'd like me to cover next. Your support means the world, and I'll see you in the next video.